So the next key, right? Again, we're talking about epic. So we started with entity formation, and next we have planning, business planning, right? And I know that this isn't a legal thing. Business planning is not a legal, aspect of running a business, but it plays a huge role in that, right? Because as you're getting started with your business, as you're getting into kind of running things, looking at different opportunities, you also want to try to be aware of what risks and challenges may lie ahead. And in thinking through that, you also want to think through what are the strategies that I want to employ? What are the things that I want to do to protect myself from these specific risks as it relates to my business, right? And so business planning is so key and so critical, not just to other parts of your business, but also the legal aspects of setting a solid foundation and making sure that you know what you need to move forward with confidence. And so, again, business planning, like I said, is the first step to protecting yourself and protecting your business, is being able to be aware of, what are those potential roadblocks that lie ahead, and how am I going to prepare to make sure that when they come, I'm going to be able to jump over them, right? And so, the one thing that I want to point out about business planning, and again, this is, the lawyer kind of given business coaching or consulting advice. But as an entrepreneur myself and having traveled the road that a lot of you are on, um, I can say I wish I had done more as I got started from a business planning standpoint. And what I didn't know in this situation was that there's more than one way to engage in business planning, right? I remember when I started my business, I tried to create, one of those traditional 30-page business plans, right? And I'm thinking, I can do this. I went to law school, I've written, long papers, I've written long, research papers, and, I can do this, right? And, I got into it, and about a month into trying to write this traditional business plan, I was like, I give up, because I just, it seemed like I was wasting time. It felt like a waste of time. But the reason that it felt that way was because that traditional business plan wasn't fitting my needs for where I was in terms of running a business. When I went out to start my business, I had a very kind of cloudy kind of idea or vision of what I wanted it to look like at the end, but I didn't really have any idea about, what were the steps that were going to get me there, or, what my niche was, or who my particular audience was, or exactly what they would be interested in, right? So how do I market? How do I talk to and communicate with them? What does the market look like? What's the opportunity look like? So putting together that traditional 30-page business plan wasn't really, within the capability of what I was looking to do. And it also, even if I had to put it together, it would have been a complete waste of time, because I wasn't looking to use that type of business plan for, getting a loan or enticing investors. I was just, going out, and I was going to run the business, and I was going to make it work, and I was going to figure it out. And so, as I continued down that path to entrepreneurship, I learned about other ways to engage in business planning, right? And so the thing that I want to point out in terms of business planning, because I know that it's something that a lot of times we skip over because we think, I'm just not going to worry about it. I know what I need to do, so on and so forth. But taking that time to write down, to put your business plan and your ideas into writing, is really going to help you crystallize your vision, and really going to help you crystallize your strategies for how you pursue new opportunities and deal with any challenges that might lie ahead, right? And so, other ways to engage in business planning include business model canvases, slide decks, right? But taking the time to write down those ideas and get them in a place where you can kind of see the idea as it was, or as it is at that point in time. And then, 3 months later, or 6 months later, or a year later, you can come back and revisit that and see where your vision has changed, right? And you can see how your vision has changed, how you may have learned more. And then you can go back and kind of edit and change that, because it's a living and breathing thing that you can work with. And it really helps keep you on point in terms of your mission, right? In terms of what you started your business for and what that purpose is, right? And also helping you to make sure that, okay, as I go back and I look at this, there are some things that I didn't address, right? So maybe I need to come up with a specific plan about how do I address these things, even though, it hasn't come up yet, it's still out there on the horizon, right? And so business model canvas is really my favorite way in terms of, internal documents. But then you also, can go with a slide deck that helps to kind of lay out, the business to others and can be a more externally facing document in terms of business planning. But, there are a lot of different ways to go about this. And so I want to encourage you to really take that time to create some form of business plan that works for you. And then, continue to work with that as you move forward. It's really going to help you to anticipate what lies ahead.